Now, now we get into supply and demand, and phew. I get all teary-eyed when, like, today's demand, tomorrow's supply, but when we put them together and they get married, I break down and cry. It's like true love. All right, just remember that you have to have your notes submitted Tuesday by 11:59. There are the days. I know you're upset. No quiz next week. I'm sorry, Nicholas. I'm sorry.
Is it the notes for doing class or next one?
No, it's like summertime.
Okay.
So it's like we're taking this online and turning them in, or like
I'm confused. Tell me what you're asking.
are the notes that we're submitting, are they like online or are they like the notes we're taking in class?
Oh, no, they're from the textbook. Like the summer sun. Yeah, the only difference is you could handwrite, okay, and just take pictures of them and submit it. I really would recommend handwriting. There's a ton of research that says students learn better when they handwrite their notes than type their notes, but I'm not going to be picky on that. Oh, I should also cover, I got my as soon as you put up the first test, it's like a countdown to the parent who's going to write me an email. So one parent wrote me an email yesterday. How can my son raise their grade? Huh? I'm not going to put you out there like that. So anyone? I said So I said the only way to really get your grade up is to do better on, and by the way, yeah, better on the tests and the quizzes, and that your son should meet with me like once a cycle. And what do you think? I swear, I have this conversation every year with some parent. 13 seconds later, what's her response? What can you do for extra credit? My response is nothing. Her response is, are you sure? My response is, I've been doing it for 25 years. I didn't say that. But anyhow, so there is no like, so if you want to get your grade up, and by the way, like I did in this conversation said, in my opinion, your son's grade is pretty good. Like he's on track, he's doing fine. Like, you know, and like that's an 87. That eliminated you, Charlie, from being, no, just kidding.
I'm an 89.
I know.
It's all good.
So anyhow, if you do want to get your grade up, whatever it is, and by the way, like I do get, like, for some people, 87 isn't good. I do get that. Just, you know, if you want to meet with me, I'd be glad to meet with you. But I guess the point I want to make is the drivers are the tests and the quizzes. I'll give you credit for notes, but I mean, it is what it is. Don't worry about your grades, worry about learning. All right, what is demand? Yeah, I like that you asked me that. Demand is different quantities of goods that people are willing and able. I might be willing to buy a Ferrari, I'm just not able to buy. What do you think is a fair time to turn around like that for our kids? Do you think like 3 days?
We mean turn around.
Like get it back to you? I think my rule usually is I'll always get them back to you by the end of the weekend. So like even if we did it Friday, I'd get it back to you that Monday. I just got on a roll yesterday. Me and the Orioles, we were going at it yesterday. All right. Here we go. What is the law of demand? Got a good idea. Any, you know, like those 16-ounce drinks from Wawa? I had a 16-ounce cup of Coke stand, if you'd buy that from me now for 50 cents. No one's gonna buy it for 50 cents. I had a 16-ounce Coke. I'm trying to sell for 50 cents. No one would buy it?
Stand.
Yeah, just stand up if you're willing to buy it.
I'll buy it, sure.
All right, now, let's stay stand, where you going? Stay standing if you're willing to pay $1 for it. Cost a couple. $1.50. $2.
Lower than the price.
All right, $2.50 for you guys. All right, I just demonstrated the law of demand, so you now tell me what the law of demand is.
As the price goes up, the consumer level goes down.
Okay, you've got it. I'll use a little different terminology, but you had, there's an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Price and quantity demanded. Why? Why do you think the law of demand exists? Why, when price goes up, people are going to be buying less Coke from Wawa? Okay, the marginal utility may not meet the marginal cost.
There's better options.
Okay, so you might buy Pepsi instead, or Fanta Orange, or RC Cola. Has anyone ever drank RC Cola?
What is that?
It's like poison. When I worked for Domino's, Pepsi owned Pizza Hut. So Coke knew that we almost had to buy Coke from them, so they would charge us ridiculous prices. And I threatened to put RC Cola in all our stores. But we got lower prices. Charles, any reason?
Oh, because we don't think the value matches the price.
Okay. Guys have a couple of them there. So I'm going to give you 3. Evan, I know you just love learning and you could care less what you do on your test. But for whatever reason, they always ask a question about the law of demand. So I might put a star in my notes so I know to look back at it when I'm studying for the test. So I said this was the hardest unit test of the year. You already got one right. Well, I'll go more into it. And actually, if I remember, there was one really hard question. All right, I think the substitution effect is one that we're very, very clear with, okay? If the price for a product goes up, consumers are gonna buy less of that and more of another. So the price of Coke goes up, like you guys said, you might buy Pepsi, you might buy Fanta, you might buy water, you're gonna buy another product because there's a lot of substitutes for Coke. And obviously, if the price of Coke goes down, you might change from those substitutes to Coke because it's cheaper. You think they turn the egg if it gets cold? Seems hot. Okay. The second one is a little the income effect. And what the income effect is saying is as the price goes down, I could buy more of it. Not because I'm making more money, but my purchasing power is great. I'll let you jot that down and then I'll give you an example. All right, so if the price of Coke is $1 and I have $10, I could buy 10 Cokes. But if it goes up to $2, I can only buy 5. And that's the income effect. My purchasing power, my $10 is now buying less. Inversely, if Coke's $1, I could buy 10. If it goes down to 50 cents, I could buy 20. So the law of demand occurs because of substitution in income. Be careful here because it has nothing to do with income. It's all about purchasing power. Utility means what? Satisfaction. So the law of diminishing marginal utility means as we consume anything, eventually our satisfaction is going to diminish. Can someone give me an example? People still writing. So what this is actually saying is, if Charlie was eating a donut, you might be hungry now and rate that first donut a 10, maybe even the second donut a 10. But eventually, his satisfaction would go down. Either he gets tired of the donut, he gets full, whatever. Could anyone tell me how companies use the law of diminishing marginal utility in pricing of products? Charles?
Buy one, get one half off.
Okay, yes?
Buy stuff like in bulk.
Yeah, buy bulk, buy one, get one off. All that is the law of diminishing marginal utility. Okay? There it is in real life. All right. All right. So now we're getting into graphing demand. Demand, D, downward sloping. Did I give you a spot to graph it? All right. There you go. Now, you don't have to put the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just got to put the X. The axes P and Q. I wrote the price of milk, but you could write P, you could write Q. You don't really have to write the quantity. P and Q will do it. Okay. And let me get you the demand curve, which, like I said, is downward sloping. And you don't have to write demand. You could write D1 or D. Right. And I just got this demand curve from the demand schedule, and I plot at $5, it's 10, at 4. Notice quantity demanded as price goes down is increasing. And because of the law of demand, because when price goes down, quantity demanded increases, you have a downward sloping demand curve. Any questions on this so far? All right, let's add some flavor to it. This is just how you get an industry's demand curve. You just add up all the individuals and that gives you the market curve. Okay. There you go. All right. All right. Ceteris paribus is all things held constant. When that's dropped, you can get the whole curve to shift. Okay. Now, when they say an increase in demand or a change in demand, that means the whole curve is shifting. All right. So when you hear an increase in demand, a change in demand, a shift in demand, the whole curve is shifting. Okay. When the curve shifts, it's a change in demand, not a change in quantity demanded. I'll show you later what quantity demanded is. So you got to really get it. And that would be like, there'll definitely be a question on your quiz when we do this. And they'll say like something, and they'll make you pick, is it a change in demand or a change in quantity demanded? Okay. Price never shifts the curve. Price does not shift the curve, Austin. What do I mean by that? If we're in the milk market, changing the price of milk will never shift the curve. Now, I notice it's on 5 slides about today. Because last year they couldn't get this down. You're smarter than last year, right, brother? Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir.
So then with like with this shift, like how would we show that on the graph?
Oh, we're going. You're always a slide or two ahead. That's very good. Justin, did you get to the game on time inside? You're good. So you can show up whenever you want, right? Okay. Does anyone still need this? Go. You good, Austin? Okay, great. All right, here we go. What if milk makes you smarter, Mike? What if milk makes you smarter? What would happen? All right, do you think more people, say if 10 people were buying it at $5, would more people buy it at $5? Would more buy it at $4? All the way down. All right, that's a shift in the curve because at every price, we're going to do it like the production possibilities curve. We're going to put an arrow and a new demand curve. So I had D here, that would be D1. You could have had D1 to D2. You shift the curve out, there you go. Notice at every price, people are demanding more milk. That's a change in demand. That's a shift in demand. That's an increase in demand. That was your question, right, Luca?
Yeah.
Okay. The price of milk would not shift the curve. The price of milk was $2 and now it's $3. Just going to slide up. That would be a change in quantity demanded. And I'll show you another slide that will exemplify that even more. Okay. Okay, now, how about if milk caused all this? Now Barrett, he wants to be like me, so he'd probably be buying milk. But the rest of you? No. So therefore, what are we gonna do here? We're gonna have a decrease in demand, a shift in demand, a leftward shift. A change in demand. The whole curve shifts. Yes, sir.
We're still just going left, but it just fell.
Yeah. And if you want to draw straight lines, because it's easier, it's fine. All right, and notice again, at every price, we're selling less milk. That's a change in demand. Questions?
If it's constant, it's a straight line, right? Is that-
No. I mean, when you're doing demand and supply, a lot of times it's just easier for you guys to draw straight lines. So just draw. Don't worry about the curve. Okay. We're good? All right. Here we go. Now, I was saying this before. If we go from, if milk, the price of milk goes from $3 to $2, we have a change in quantity demanded. That's a change in quantity demanded. Why? Because it only changes at that specific price point. It's not like this line doesn't even exist. Okay. If you go from B to A, that's a decrease in quantity demanded. You went from 20 to 10. Yes, sir.
A to B is a change in quantity demanded.
What?
A to B is a change in quantity.
Quantity demanded. Yes. Okay. As would B to A be a change in quantity demanded. Now, if I go from A to C, that's a change in demand. Why? Because the whole line, at every point on this line, I am selling more than, or demanding more than the previous spot. Okay? Questions on the difference between quantity demanded and demand? I guarantee it's on your test and the quiz. So look, I've given you 2 questions already on the test. You only have 28 to worry about. Go.
So you said that A to B is a change in quantity demanded, but it says due to a change in price, but I thought the price doesn't change.
It doesn't change demand. Demand is the shift of the curve. Okay? Quantity demanded is sliding up and down. That's a change in price. When we say a change in demand, that's the A to C. It's a subtle vocabulary
Quantity demanded can be changed by price.
and will be changed by price, yes. Thank you for clearing that up, Michael.
B to A is less quantity.
Yeah, right? From 20 to 10. Yes. And you know that, right? If price goes up, quantity demanded goes down. Law of demand. Any other questions? Good questions. Let's clear it up. Okay. All right. Now, give everyone 30 seconds. What happens to demand for milk if the price of milk goes up? You got 30 seconds. Think about it. Think about it. Don't yell it out. Think about it. Okay. Jack, does demand increase, decrease? Go. Either Jack, any Jack. Go.
Say again, sorry.
Does demand, what happens to demand?
Doesn't change, right?
It doesn't change. Jake, what does change?
Quantity demanded?
Yes. Okay? You guys clear on the
Yeah.
difference? Right. Right. So what happens to demand for milk? We go from here to here. So quantity demanded would decrease, but there is no change in demand. Okay, you guys hit that. Good. Good job. I don't know what this is, yes.
Like, why would the demand stay the same if the price went up?
Because,
The price doesn't affect
because
it.
price only affects at that one point. But demand to change, it's gonna have to affect every price point.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And I think I'm gonna get the change. All right. All right, what causes these 5 determinants, which I'll call timer? That's my acronym. They're the only thing that shifts the demand curve. You can't find one of these 5, the demand curve doesn't shift. Did I give you a place for this?
It's a lot.
Shifters of demand, right? That's this. Taste and preference. That would be the milk, the baldness. Like, what would make people buy, you know? Wow, if people got smarter, yeah. If people got bald, probably not. So that's taste, except for Barrett, he's buying it. I'm saying that people got bald, you'd buy milk to be like me. Yeah, okay. All right, so one of the shifters is taste and preference. Second is income. If people are making more money, they could demand more products, right? So if income in the United States goes up, people are making more money, therefore they'll buy more. And market size. So when Under Armour first became a company, they were geographic, to Maryland. Then they became regional, then throughout the country, and then international. So their market size grew. E, expectation. Expectations is kind of a tricky one. That would be, like Tommy, if we know that cars are going to go up in price in a month, what's going to happen to the demand for cars today? It's going to go up. It's going to go up, right? People know the price of cars are going to go up. Let's buy them today. That's expectation. Good job. And then related goods, which is substitutes and complements. And I'll go over those in a second. But just under related goods, put in parentheses, substitutes and complements. Okay. We had a lot of problems. Change in price doesn't shift the curve. Okay. And by the way, I know the 5 shifters because I'm going to start calling on people and asking, like, Jack, what's the T? Jack's going to say, I don't know, and I'm going to make them do push-ups. Well, some of you want to get in shape, so maybe you won't learn it. All right. Charles, you okay back there? I know. I'm just making sure you're okay, Charles. Calm down. Don't get all cranky with me. All right. Substitutes are goods used in place of one another. Think Coke and Pepsi. All right. If the price of Pepsi falls, more people buy Pepsi, so the demand for Coke goes down. Notice it's the demand for Coke. So that's a shifter. And obviously, if the price of Pepsi goes up, the demand of Coke increases. So with substitutes, the price of one product, there's a direct relationship to the price of one product and the demand of the substitute. Complements are two goods that are used together. I think skis, ski boots, hot dogs, hot dog buns. Barrett, if the price of hot dog buns go up, what's that gonna do to the demand of hot dogs? It's gonna go down. Good job. This could be an inverse relationship, okay? So there is, if the price of hot dogs fall, I just did it a different way, the demand for hot dog buns will increase, right? Because if the price of hot dogs fall, people are gonna buy a lot of hot dogs, therefore more buns. Any questions so far? Ask away. Let's get this clarified and straight in our heads. Okay. All right, we got this demand. Yes, sir.
If the prices of hot dog buns go up, their demand doesn't change, but it changes the demand of hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the price of hot dog buns go up, quantity demanded of hot dog buns goes down. Quantity demanded because it's a price thing, but the demand for hot dogs decreases. Because less people at every price range are going to want to buy hot dogs because the buns are so expensive. Okay, good question. Thank you. All right. Substitutes or complements. What do we got here? Where? Where's the complement here? Yeah, the banana and cereals could be complements, and obviously the other cereals are substitutes. All right. Some substitutes. Yes, I think this is my favorite. All right, last thing for the day. There's two types of incomes. There's normal goods. And all normal goods mean as income increases, demand increases. As income decreases, demand decreases. Okay? Most things are normal goods. You don't have to know what's a normal good and not. They'll put it in the question. Okay? You don't have to be an expert. But here are some examples: luxuries, seafood, jewelry. And then the second thing is inferior goods. And this is, as income increases, demand falls. And as income falls, demand increases. Here, think McDonald's. When income is going down, people still want to eat out, but they can't maybe afford Outbacks or a restaurant, so they go to McDonald's, so demand increases. Right. Normal goods, inferior goods. Questions on anything? Okay, sign that little piece of paper, put it in the box, and you're ready to roll. Thank you, have a great day. We got supply tomorrow, and yeah, Monday, we're gonna put it on